Here we go. We're in Chief's loft. What are we going to find? He's got a box that's full of toys. It's going to blow your mind. Action figures, it's G.I. Joe. To the left and right. Broken thumbs and rusted screws. Man is out of sight. Toys, toys, toys are looking for a good time. Toys, 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 this box is full of fun. Toys, 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 a shipwreck and a CG. Toys, 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 and Scarlet version 1.
Ah, Chief, we're back.
That's it. Hey. It's the Chief Doggy Dog. It's the S-Jub 7s, wherever he is, down below, I think, today. Who knows?
Maybe I'm up top. Who knows?
You're rocking a fantastic Star Wars top. I love that.
Thanks. Got the missus to thank for this. She saw
man,
that.
I've also got a Star Wars top on.
What? Oh, fashion with Chief. Fashion. Very cool.
Chewy. Yeah.
Right. Mine is authentic down to like vintage lettering and like a cool 70s stripe. Unfortunately, the deflector dish is the wrong kind. It's the square one.
Okay.
Ugh, gross.
What are you going to do?
You can't blame the missus.
I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to dig into the toy box. That's what we're here for. So
Yes,
we've had two fantastic episodes so far.
You be the judge of that.
This might be the last one for this box, but I've discovered a secondary box that I forgot about. So, the episodes are endless. Let's just get rid of this.
Hate you.
Going in.
Oh wow! I see some goodness already. Farmer law. That was my law. Loved that figure. Unfortunately, Cujo from G.I. Joeberg has ruined it for me by calling him Farmer Pants Law because he's in khakis.
Right. Okay, bit of play there, bit loose there.
Amazing. They could do the He-Man, like sort of twist him and then release. He actually did it. It used to drive me crazy when kids would do that with my toys, man.
I'm going to unbuckle him there. He's got some nice stuff on the front here. Looks like he's got some sort of badge plus holstered weapon.
I'm glad you drew attention to that. So often with the repaints, because this was the Sonic Fighters repaint from 1990. Law came out in sort of an 87 figure, but this is a repaint, and with so many repaints, they lose details as the repaints keep coming. But with Law, they've kept it faithful. Like you've got the MP patch, the badge is picked out in gold. I think there are even paint accents on his belt, like his cuffs and stuff around the back. And
he's got the watch that doesn't strap all the way around.
Clip-ons, baby. It was the 90s. Yeah, man. Really nice paint apps. I do forgive the fact that he's wearing khaki pants. It's okay.
There you go. Let's go back
in. What are your thoughts on Falcon, dude?
Is that his gun?
Yes. Wow. We've had relatively few actual accessories matched up with the figures. That is his 12 gauge.
This figure looks great.
Yes. Are you speaking about the condition as well as the deco?
But both. I'm mainly talking about the deco.
Yeah.
Really
he's a subtle one because he's another sort of green Joe, which you're either a fan of the more green team G.I. Joes or a fan of the more outlandish stuff. But for a green Joe, he's got a extremely high number of paint applications. And by that, I mean different color uses. Right. Browns, greens, there's that sort of like, I don't know, sand color. There's a little yellow stripe and the yellow on his elbow.
I'll tell you what strikes me.
Bicep.
Yeah, I'll tell you what strikes me as well is that the beret just looks like a better fit than Flint's, like wide angle.
Yeah, I wonder what the sculptors were doing with Flint. It is way too jaunty. It's like it's going to pop off.
Here's a quick question for you.
Yeah.
When you were assigning weapons to the figures, were you predominantly a left-handed or right-handed usage, or were you just whatever hand was closest to you putting the weapon in their hand?
It's probably always right. And, that was just a kind of, I just fell into that naturally. And before long, it was evident that the right hand's grips were wider as a result of
Oh,
having,
really?
yeah,
Okay.
well, I mean, the plastic relaxes if you've got a weapon in there the whole time. And if you're
I
chucking
thought
your
I
Joes
thought you
back
meant the
into the.
molds were different, but
No, no, I'm talking about the actual C grips. Like, oftentimes lefts will be very closed, very unworn. Even the hard plastic that GI Joe, classic GI Joes are made out of, over time and usage, those grips got wider very organically. Of course, if you shove something too wide in there straight off the bat, that's where you get broken thumbs.
okay. Right, yeah,
Excellent
but no,
figure.
really, really nice figure that. Really like that's good. What can we get here?
Oh yeah, he's going south. Excellent. Okay, you know the character, right? But do you know the
Yeah, low
sub-team?
light. Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea.
So in Europe, that low light version was released just as a low light. But in the United States, that deco is his Slaughter's Marauders outfit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you a fan of this one?
Never had it. I can't say Slaughter's Marauders is a sub team that I had any interest in. I mean, as with Europe not getting Slaughter's Marauders as a sub team, neither did South Africa. So that lowlights was kind of like a once off, like inexplicable. Like, why is he dressed like that? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Did
What's
you
with
you got the original low light or?
we had him on pegs. I never saw him personally, but he was part of the first wave that was released in South Africa. And then that's lowlights, I think, cropped up in a few places, but
Okay.
didn't
He's
get
got
him.
a knife on the right thigh. What is that on the left thigh?
Good question. I think it might be where you would clip a sight, a rifle sight.
As an actual accessory that he came with, or that a sniper would have?
I think that's what the molding is inspired by. And
Right.
they actually went and I'm trying to remember. Did they actually manage to do that on the 25th anniversary or the it must have been the 30th or the Pursuit of Cobra version, modern era version that definitely has you can attach something to his thigh. I forget. It's been so long. But did you like that deco, Chief, or did you feel cheated, man?
Yeah, I'm going back to it. I'm going back to it.
Hmm.
So we'll come on to this as a later episode of Toy Box where we'll look at releases that came to the UK, because I've got a lot of card backs, and Low Light was in the last of the Palatoy Action
Oh,
Force releases, I
wow. They
believe.
went as far as that series.
I'm no expert, so I could be completely lying or making that up. Someone will tell us for sure in the comments when we get. I'm quite excited to get to the card backs a bit, because I've made some of my own manual scribblings on the backs of the card from way back in the 80s, which are
Cool.
quite fun. But so this figure, that first iteration, kind of, I would say, passed a lot of the UK by, because that was before we got I think the Action Force Weekly comic, which was, with the Action Force Weekly comic came almost a rebranding of
Hmm.
the toys and the figures in the UK. And this guy, yeah, never got, as far as I was aware, a release until this figure in the UK. And yeah, I don't know. I do like the figure. I'm just not sure about the deco.
Yeah. Would have been perfect had it not been for the blue, I guess.
Oh, this is a Lucy one. Oh, the legs a bit come
Incidentally,
off.
Spirit was in that subset as well, along with Junkyard and Mutt.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
some of your favorites got re-released as the Sarge's guys. Wait, it's Blades! Yeah, man. SAS guy, helicopter pilots,
One
came with
of the
the Hawk.
one of. Bear me 2 seconds. Bear me 2 seconds.
He's got a vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. The SAS Hawk was basically a Fang attack helicopter, rebranded as a good guy vehicle. Why the hell not? Oh, shut up, phone. Terrible. There it is.
Broken.
Oh man, I did the same thing to a Fang of mine. Foolish.
So we have this.
Did you do that ziplining it in your backyard?
No, it was already broken, but yeah, I took some videos of me ziplining characters. When I finally get around to finding that footage, we'll put them up. What's this? Night Creeper sentry post. 2 snipers. I know just the man for this. Storm Shadow, we got a problem. Bandits, 12 o'clock high. Don't worry, I want it. Yeah! So the other one is snapped on the back as well.
On its way out.
But this is probably one, and the cover for the
roll bar, yeah, always.
gone.
Man, it's frustrating to me because I actually have a replacement part for both of those right here with me, but no Fang to use it on.
Okay.
How do you feel about the good guys repurposing a Cobra weapon? I mean, when you got that originally, you did not know about the Fang, I presume.
Correct. Okay. This was, you can see this is Action Force branded, SAS branded. So this was
the best subset.
So what I'm saying is, for my memory, this came out with like the version 1 low light. That was part of the same sub-series. So in my head they were, but I don't think it was. This was obviously slightly before that. So this was where the red the red shadows and all that kind of stuff was still going, and repurposed like his tanks and things like that. But yeah, so I was never aware that there was a Fang, but this, you can tell by the figure that he's so loose. This was probably one of my all-time favorite toys, this vehicle. It got so much play. The fact that you could put, characters on the skids, guy in there, and this guy is pretty much ready to go.
Impressive for a vehicle driver to be so loose. He must have seen some mission time outside of the Hawk. Cool.
Yeah, and obviously I was never aware that this was a tripwire figure either.
I'm sure he gets a lot more use as a pilot than a mine detector. I mean, tripwire as a sort of combat engineer, way too specialized for most kids' play.
Nothing much going on here apart from a pistol on his leg, but that's about it. But love that guy.
That crotch must be hanging on by a thread, man. It's amazing that it's not broken off. Oh, it is. Of course. No, good. He's seen some miles.
Top 10 all time. Oh. No one else is going to say that about him.
You never know, man. Oh,
here's another top 10.
Another top 10.
Yeah.
Do you have any Cobras in your top 10?
Not yet.
So far, it's Gung Ho, it's Mutt, it's Blades,
and Airborne.
Okay, that's five. That's 4. Okay.
So this guy didn't see much comic time. So let's remember that I'm a comic first kind of guy, or this era of toy kind of guy. Very short lifespan in the toy world, but this guy loved his appearances in the All Fall Down storyline, where him and Spirit are tracking, Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes spots him from miles away in the trees when Destro and Firefly and Fred goes to the cabin to try and kill him. Doesn't do much, but loved his appearance there. I love this color scheme. Loved the design.
What is it about powdered blue, huh? That and Gung Ho.
The small helmet as well, because like we've seen on Lore, those massive oversized helmets, and it was nice just to get a smaller, more tightly fitting helmet that also had quite a bit of detail on the helmet itself as well.
Yeah, in an era where you had the standard G.I. Joe helmets with the 2 holes on the side, Airborne really was a breath of fresh air. A lot of people in that early phase of the collection really were drawn to him because he was just so different and detailed and realistic.
Where's he from? What's his country of origin?
He's United States,
Okay.
but interesting you mentioned All Fall Down with him teamed up with Spirit. They're both Native Americans, but they are on completely different spectrums. So they might be ethnically the same, but in terms of their upbringing, like Franklin over there was wealthy. I think he was trained.
Right.
He had a law degree, but decided to jump out of helicopters instead. And Spirit was completely impoverished, like way below the breadline.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I love characters with kind of slightly extending
It's a nice
knee
touch, eh? Yeah.
pieces.
Very
Yeah.
smart design to kind of
Really, really
hide
like
that
that
joint. Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. No, they definitely were doing the best they could within the limitations of the construction. Ooh, another Euro exclusive, but this time did not see a United States release.
So you just mentioned Spirit, and
Perfect timing.
there we go.
Is this crotch intact, Chief? Okay. That I mean I'm not going to do a quick eBay check now, but that is a rather exclusive and sought after piece because
Okay.
it didn't see United States release. It's quite a funky deco. It is not offensive in any way. I mean that charcoal gray with a splash of red, he could work well with Lowlight version 1. That's
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
attractive
And
figure.
joints are very stiff. I think I bought him almost at the end of my kind of regular Joe playtime outside, so he's seen pretty much minimal usage.
I think it was released in 1990. So yeah, probably the tail end of your G.I. Joe toy experience. Very cool. Only oddity, unpainted eyebrows. What a freak.
And he's got. Did we talk about Baroness last week? I can't remember, but he's got kind of almost soft molded hair.
Is his head then also soft molded? That was the theory we had about Baroness. Does it feel, if you
No,
tap it with your nail, does it feel hot, like hard plastic?
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, like we theorized last week that maybe Baroness had a gummy head so that it could be more porous for the hairpiece to be, more successfully glued. Obviously not
I
the
like that
same with...
deco. I like that
Yeah,
deco.
it's cool, man. Very
So Spirit
cool.
never had the first. I don't know. Again, someone will tell me. I don't know how many releases Spirit got in the UK, but I think that was the first one in the UK that we saw. Anyway, I could be wrong.
I'm not sure the UK got the second wave of glider pilots, the air commandos. Air commandos? Yeah. And that had a Spirit.
Okay.
But okay. I meant to raise this on the podcast about the Night Creeper. I mean, we were definitely heaping a lot of praise on SL Gallant's accuracy and attention to detail. But you'll
But
notice that the visor is like a Cyclops visor on the toy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Shannon likes to draw more goggle-like.
Goggles.
Yeah, we'll forgive him that. He loves practical designs. But yeah, the classic, it's weird. But we're led to believe that the Night Creepers are like teched out ninjas.
Yeah. I got a bit snapped off that, haven't I?
You
That would be
do.
the third bit that holds the blade.
So that's a reuse mold. That came with version 3 of Snake Eyes. And version 3 of
Oh,
Snake
right.
Eyes had a straight-edged sword that sheathed
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Unfortunately, the Night Creeper had this like weird curly-whirly, I don't know, very Middle Eastern maybe, very exotic weapon. And because it's curved, it would, obviously create a bit of stress as it goes into those clips. So yeah, it's a pretty common malady, that little break.
I haven't seen this figure for years and years. But looking at him now, I really like this figure.
Yeah, man. Gray combat pants with like a weird camo that doesn't really do any camouflaging. It's interesting, but it works. Oh man, top 10?
Yeah,
Gotta be easy.
there's your man.
The first time I ever saw an eel was in Special Missions #1.
Okay.
Two eels take on the entire October Guard on a Russian
Yes.
frigate,
Yeah.
and I just thought they were the coolest of the cool. And the figure did not disappoint when I first encountered the figure on the advent of the internet. Of course, you didn't need to
Feet.
wait for the internet. Yeah?
Feet are different shapes.
You sure yours hasn't been chipped slightly? And I also have made the observation once upon a time that eels have the largest feet. They are Herculean. Or is it David? I don't know. They're like bloody Greek statues, man. They got
So
really
no,
impressive
they're,
feet.
they're definitely different sizes and shapes. So I'll be very interested to see someone else's eels, just to know if something has happened to mine. But they are definitely different shapes.
Well,
Oh,
you'll
maybe.
notice that the one has a scabbard, a
Oh
sheathed
no,
knife. So it
no.
wasn't like they were reusing the bottom legs. Because
I think it
as a
has chipping there. Look, you can see it there.
yeah,
Bit of
man.
chipping off that foot. But anyway,
Chief, blowing
we're
the
not here to talk
whistle,
about.
man.
We're not here to talk about eel feet. So we're here to talk about how cool this figure is, man.
You get so
So
much character from the eyes, don't you think?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Would we
man.
be getting? And obviously, this guy, me and Chris talked about this when we discussed the Action Force comic. Um, Eels play a starring role in those first few issues of Action Force, where the eels in
Taking on
London, the
Snake
Snake Eyes, and
Eyes and
Scarlet. Yeah, yeah.
Scarlet. Brilliant.
And would there have been hoses from here, or no? It was a what single mouthpiece was it?
Yeah, it was a single regulator that goes over those two posts. Later designs, like the Hydro Viper, would have individuated sort of standard black tubing, but the Eels had a special, one of a kind tube. It would clip on those two posts and then run to the backpack on either sides.
This is a perfect example of a figure that doesn't need loads of molded accoutrements. You've basically got the knife down by the calf, and that's pretty much it in terms of, it's got a belt obviously, but the color scheme, the paint job, the deco does it all in terms of not requiring extra added accessories or anything. And he's got a pretty buffed up chest.
And
You
yet
know,
he
he's
doesn't look basic. There's a lot
no,
of visual intrigue. The red is just what draws it all together, man. Such a nice focal point.
and I would be looking for the original figure. Would that be black respirator with a black? Um,
Oh, so do you know all about the accessory pack
well,
parts?
I think I might. We may even find some blue fins,
Okay,
blue
yes. Well,
flippers.
those would have come in sort of a separate carded release of just parts, but of course they were molded in different colors to differentiate them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, if you've got blue
So
accessories, it's a bit dud.
I used to spray paint all those black.
Of course you did, Chief. No fear. Okay, a freak show. I take it he's not in the top 10.
Um, no, but I like him.
Now, what I'd like to know is he wearing alligator skin? Is he wearing his former pets?
I think he is. Yeah,
Phew, cold.
I think he is.
Lola, you will live on forever.
I'll be
You, me, and the Gucci or YSL handbags.
lot of fig. I wonder what the percentages of characters that have knives either on their calf or thigh. Someone do the maths. Someone in the thread do the maths and find out what the percentage is. Tell you what, I don't like. I don't like the eye on the belt.
Okay.
I do like the
Illuminati.
I do like the Cobra emblem up there. That looks really cool. Um,
Tasty. I'm sure he wears it
and
with pride. He's very happy to
and
be Cobra.
and talk what goes on these holes here, the mouth and the bit here.
87's pantheon of baddies had this strange obsession with very easily lost hoses.
Right.
And in the case of Crocmaster, it's going from his shoulder to his mouth. Like, very cleverly, in the 25th anniversary re-release, he's got a little tank just behind his neck, kind of a reserve oxygen supply, so he could, go short distances with a bit of air. But this one, I don't know. Where's that air coming from? Where's it going to? Nice detail. Hey, maybe he's like Bane, and that's where he kind of gets his injection of
similar
venom.
design, isn't it?
We have 3 minutes remaining, Chief.
Oh my goodness, where's the time gone?
I know, but once again, it's been a thrill. Target! Not the target you took to the beach with Ben.
No.
Ironically, that was one that his kid brought of his own volition. But nice to see that he's got his visor. What function do you suppose that visor has? Is it readouts and stuff, or is it just purely protection?
See, I used to think it was like protection from, when he's at high altitude or whatever, and then when he's, not requiring it, he's up. But because readouts could come on you could have a heads-up display on the inside of this one, really, I guess. I don't know. I suspect there was no forethought into the application of that particular design. It was just a cool design feature.
I don't know, Chief. The guys designing these toys put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into them.
Does this clip off? Can I take that off?
You run the risk of breaking the posts, but okay. He rushes in where angels fear to tread. Now, the helmet design is something that I have a very strong childhood recollection of. There was I think they were Bantam books, kind of like Choose Your Own Adventure, but they were called Interplanetary Spy. And the Interplanetary Spy was you, but your avatar had this kind of faceless helmet. And one of the helmet designs looks exactly like that. If anyone watching this knows what I'm talking about, well, good for you. But that's this childhood memory that I have associated with those guys. Thinking about it now as an adult, they are the most extreme sportsmen of the baddie legions. Wouldn't you say? I mean, their MO of like free falling from the upper atmosphere, hell, the edge of space, into a combat zone, and then doing battle. Mind-blowing.
There you go, knife on the calf.
Ding, ding. We should keep score.
Also, look how many grenades he's got around his waist. Surely that's a hazard.
I don't know. Speaks to just how good Destro's tech is, that it doesn't explode on re-entry.
I did always think that the head was a bit oversized, especially with the blast shield kind of thing. It just looked a little bit oversized, but very cool. Oof. This is a very cool.
How nice is the touch that says ammo on the other side? So he's got a little gun there.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose all your weaponry has to be very, very well stashed. Hence the grenades are worn around the chest. He's got pistols. But Chief, we are out of time, baby.
Thanks for joining us on Toy Box Part 3. Be sure to join us on Chief's Toy Box Part 4. We'll be digging into this box right here for more goodies. We'll catch you down the road. We've been talking Joe,
and we're all out of Joes. And time.
Apart from these ones. Laters.
Yo! Shipwreck, are you ready? Yes, sir. Here we go. And release. Oh, it's a bad landing. Destro survives. Doesn't look pretty. Another man down. Ha 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 ha. Destro survives again.